She has been in the financial industry and banking industry, and for over 20 years, and she's a woman to go to for about money. And so she's going to talk to us about the coronavirus resources that are out there, an impact that it has had on our business community. And so this would be perfect. So you stay put, and we'll be bringing her on in just a minute.
I'm stay put listening.
Okay, so Miss Candace, we are so happy to have you. How are you today?
I am excellent, Crystal, and it's Constance.
I'm sorry, Constance. Constance, I'm so sorry. So we are so happy to have you. Most people, you know that she was at PCR, a Pacific Coast Regency Center, for a number of years. That's how I met her. I also met her at church, at Fame, First AME Church. But now she has moved into an amazing new role as the president of the center. And it has a very long name, but I think on the street everyone calls it the Center by Lendistry.
Exactly.
Okay, but it does have a very long name, and it's called the Center for Strategic Economic Studies and Institutional Development. So I'm so happy to have you here. We are excited. We're just in very interesting times right now, and those times have created a real gap and devastation in our community. So you know, having you here to talk about it, and first let's talk about where the money is, because a lot of people are tuning in, and is there still money out there, and how do they go about getting that? And then from there, we're going to go into the actual impact that COVID is having on globally on our economic system.
Thank you, Crystal. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you all for having me on the show. Crystal, it is a pleasure to see you again.
You as well.
Congratulations on your 4 years. That's pretty cool. I think I might have been on this show 4 years ago when you first started. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And in fact, in our promo that our new intro that we just did, you're actually featured in the you're one of our guests, because we honored all of our guests for the last 4 years, and so your picture was one of the ones that I selected.
Excellent. Well, 4 years older. At any rate, I wanted to clarify a couple of things, and it is the Center by Lendistry.
Okay.
The center is the technical assistance arm of Lendistry. Lendistry is a CDFI. Lendistry is the #1 SBA lender in the country. Lendistry has been around for just under 5 years, or just at 5 years. And we pride ourselves on making sure that small businesses, specifically businesses of color, underserved, underbanked, women, veterans, have access to capital and education. So with that, your first question was about where's the money. So if we're talking about COVID-19 or the coronavirus, there is still money available in the PPP program, or the Triple P program as people are calling it. And I think that Lendistry has one of the more proficient and easier ways is accessing those funds directly through our website. And Crystal, you can share that with the website with them later if you'd like.
It's actually scrolling on the bottom of the screen.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. And if you go to our website, you'll find most of the information that you need in order to apply for the PPP program. And what I'd like to stress is that the PPP program was extended as a result of having so much money left in the program. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people didn't apply. So if I can motivate or engage everyone who's listening to or watching the show to just apply. We have business advisors available to work with you and help you with the documentation that's needed. And it is important that you're able to take advantage of the resources and the funding that's available to help you to stay in business.
Hello,
One
Constance.
of the first.
Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say welcome to the business zone. You and I, we interfaced a long time ago, probably 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years ago. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you've accomplished, and congratulations on your new post, your new position. Now, with your program, many small business, as we know, they weren't successful in getting their PPP loan because their paperwork wasn't in order. They weren't organized. They couldn't provide certain proof of documentation. And on the business zone, we've said it over and over. That's what we've been working on with our viewers and our participants. We try to help them to become bank loan ready, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. And we even have a tool that we use to help them to do that. So it's very easy. Now, you mentioned that there are some funds left over, but how do those firms, those small businesses, small and micro businesses, how do they um, go about or get rid of that fear that they have, because most of them are not applying because there's a fear. They're thinking, oh, we're not going to get it. I applied 2 times already. I'm not going to get it. So what would you say we can tell these businesses to get them more encouraged to want to apply?
Absolutely. Thank you, Gilbert. Um, the funds, first of all, I'd just like to say the money is there and it is available to small businesses. It doesn't matter if you're a 1099 or a sole proprietor or a small firm with 2 to 3 people or just one person or a corporation with less than 500 people.
No, I'm sorry.
Was that you,
that
Crystal?
that
Yeah,
Wow.
my.
that was your twin, Constance. That's your twin,
Yeah, my. Sorry about that, guys. Go ahead. I'm done. It's done.
Okay. All right. No
It's a
problem.
live
No problem.
show.
It's a
It's
live
live.
show.
It's a live show.
I was trying
So,
to share it.
I would say that as far as the documentation are concerned, later in the show, time permitting, I'm going to talk about some of the challenges that we've experienced in helping people to access the programs, the disaster loan programs. And one of the things that I think people should just understand, or small businesses should think about, is if you formed a corporation, you have corporate documents. We must
hmm
be able to verify that the corporation exists. The
hmm
other thing is we do need your banking information. Your banking information needs to jive or be the same as your corporation.
mm, I see.
Okay, so you're going to need, if you have payroll, you're going to need documentation that supports the number of people that you have on your payroll. So I don't think that people should think, oh, I can't do it. If you're in business and you have a corporation, the corporation documents will only assist us in understanding if there's other partners in the corporation who is obligated or who is authorized to borrow money on behalf of the business. Nothing unusual, nothing that anyone should be afraid of. If you've got employees, we're going to take the salaries that you pay the employees over a 2 month period. We're going to allow you to access other fees or costs in running your business, such as your rent, your utilities, and so forth. So it is not complicated. And even if you feel like it is complicated, we have the individual resources there that can work with you one on one to help you to get those documents uploaded. The other thing that we have found is that I remember I forgot the fitness lady's name, and I'm sorry about that.
Althea
Althea.
Moses.
Althea. Althea, one of the things that I loved about what you said is taking your business to a digital platform. That is imperative because the the disaster loan program is only accessible by using technology.
hmm
There's no one in COVID-19 where you can walk up and hand over documents to.
hmm
The documents have to be uploaded. So at some point in time, I've challenged myself. I need to figure out how we can help more businesses to move into a digital format of operating their business. Let's see. Crystal, You had another question?
Yeah, actually, what do you think has been the biggest impact in our community, with our small businesses since the orders came from our government officials to shut down and in our communities?
It is just that. It's the closure of the businesses. It's the absence of revenue. It is, even after we came out of the sheltering in place, we had a lot of businesses that could not open at their normal capacity. So if
Hmm.
you need to generate $10,000 a month and you can only put enough people in your place of business, that's going to help you to generate maybe $4,000 a month, you're going to have a problem. So lack of capacity and closure of businesses. And then the fact that the businesses don't know who their customers are.
Mm.
They have no way of reaching their customers. I'm open. We have curbside delivery, different things like that, but you can't reach them unless you're a storefront that people are driving past. And keep in mind, we're sheltering in place. No one's driving past your place. But if you're saying, I can prepare your meals for you and you can pick them up curbside and you can pay online with your credit card, you're in a position of generating additional revenue. So I would think that the closure, and even in the closure affects the revenue, but then even reopening, if you can't operate at the same capacity, you're still going to have a loss of revenue. Which brings me back to the disaster loan program. That's what it's there for, to help you to be able to keep your employees, continue to run your business, and find ways of stepping into a digital business format.
Constance, I
And
think
how
I
does
have a
that?
solution for you.
I'm
Sorry,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, Crystal. Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask. So we talk about those business owners that have employees. What about the one that are in our communities that are independent contractors or self-employed? They may only hire employees when they need them, and obviously they don't need them right now. But at the same time, they're still running their businesses. As we know, in the Black community, we have a lot of solopreneurs that only bring in people project by project, or not at all.
Right. Well, if you're a sole proprietor, or some people call it an independent contractor, or it could be someone that's paid via 1099, they're all eligible for PPP assistance. And the way our website is set up, if you
Yes.
go to our website, you look for your particular entity type, you will see the documentation that's required specifically for your business. Then my suggestion is you pull out a flash drive or you download it onto your computer where you have access to it. You call one of the business advisors. You can call me. I will make sure that you're working with a business advisor, and we will help you to get your information up on the system and approved. And keeping in mind, the PPP program closes on August 8th. On August 8th, it closes, which means we need your documentations, any conditions that are met. All of that needs to be done and approved by the SBA by August 8th. Not just the submission of your documents by August 8th, it has to be approved by August 8th. So we don't have a lot of time left, and I didn't get a chance to see what kind of funds are left right now, but the last time I looked, it was $130 billion.
Wow.
The
Wow.
downside of all of that is it looks like the small businesses don't need the money.
Yeah.
We don't want to leave money on the table.
Right. And
Well,
they do need the money, but and Gilbert is getting ready to address that. Most of them have difficulties locating those documents.
yeah.
And we knew we knew this when the Metro project came up, right? Because you were over at
Mhm.
PCR when we had the Business
Mhm.
Interruption Fund, and that was the problem there, right? That they
Mhm.
didn't have the
Exactly.
documents in order to get the money that would be able to allow them to still stay in business. And so I would hope that after this crisis, that people will see it is viably necessary for you to operate your business in a business way, and to also maintain and keep your business, be able to have your documents at their fingertips, so that they can come to you and apply for other for opportunities that can help save their businesses. Because somewhere I've read that it's going to be in the hundreds of thousands of businesses that are truly not going to survive this.
I can cover that. I actually have the most recent numbers today, and it's looking like about 41% of businesses, and that's about 441,000 businesses that will not make it through this crisis.
Right.
But
Wow.
I would like to think that even if they don't make it through the crisis, I hope they applied and got access to the disaster loan fund.
Right. And the thing about it is, go ahead, Constance.
No, I just want to make sure that there is support mechanisms out there.
Yeah.
But we can't write your corporation documents for you.
No.
We can't write the articles of incorporation. We can't do that. But now in this crisis period, we need to get ready and stay ready.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know where your documents are, keep them where they're handy, because this is probably not the last disaster we're going to see.
Yeah.
It's not.
That transitioned right into my point here, Constance, because you see that image behind me that says SmallBizPro? That's a digital system. You mentioned digital before. That's a digital system that I want to talk to you about, that we can help these businesses with, and they can access all of these documents in seconds at their fingertips. They can access it on their phone. So we'll talk about this next week, and see how we can team up and make this happen. Because $100 and something billion out there, and many of these businesses still don't know about it. So Crystal and I will do our part to start promoting that on Facebook and YouTube and all of the platforms that we have access to. But they definitely need some hand holding to get ready and get started, and that's what we do with this system called SmallBizPro. So we'll talk about it next week and see how we can increase the number of applications and approval. Now, I wanted to ask you a question about Althea. Now, she does
Yes.
property. How do you describe your business, Althea?
Businesses.
Your businesses. Is it property management?
The health and fitness company, or the
real estate
investment?
the real estate business. How do you describe that?
She's a real estate investor.
It's rental income.
Okay,
real
rental
estate,
income. Right.
Commercial. It's it's not commercial. It's residential rentals.
Right.
It's renting to families.
So, Candice, how would a business like that benefit from the PPP program?
Okay, so Gilbert, first I'm going to say this.
Oh,
My
I'm
name
sorry.
is Constance.
I'm sorry, it's Constance. I'm sorry. Hey, Crystal did that to me. She made me.
Oh, blame it on me.
Blame it on
drilled it into
Crystal.
my head. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So in response, no worries. In response to your question, though, Althea, there are programs out there that support residential units. And so there was a deferment program. So if you had a loan on your for the residence that you own and you rent, you could have gotten deferment on your mortgage payments. There's also LA City has a program that would pay you. Your tenants could apply for $1,000, I believe, that would go directly to you as the owner of the property. So in other words, if I'm paying rent and my rent is $2,000 a month, the city was going to give the landlord $1,000 on behalf of everyone that's renting from me. But the tenant has to apply for it. And I will say this and hope that a lot of people hear it. You cannot stick your head in the sand. You have to follow the news. There is no way possible that even us can make sure all the information that is needed is getting to the business owners. And Althea, you are also a business owner. So there was a deferment process for anyone that owned property, whether it was your space that you lived in or rental space. You could get deferments on that. Secondly,
Okay.
there's a program within the city of LA that would pay the landlord $1,000 towards the rent that is owed to you.
Well, now that
Very
can she still do that? Because we're still in the midst of.
I am not positive on that program, but I'm sure it's on the LA City's website. That's a city program. As well as there's another program that the
Okay.
county of LA is doing with LISC. You guys probably know about that one. That's
Yes.
the $5,000 to $15,000 grant. And that was also available to small business owners. There's
Okay. Thank you.
there's an awful lot of money floating around, and we just have to stay open to receiving how to go about getting it.
Right, and then with her fitness business, if she's going to matriculate into the online digital so that might be something you want to look at, so that whatever expenses you're going to incur with that, making sure you have great internet connections and things like that. That's one of the things we found with this show, is trying to get all of those back pieces together to make sure that it still runs like it would professionally do. And I will say, I was kind of a resident that when we did the youth program, because we normally do that live, and to do that virtual with 35 kids, and it has really gone much smoother than we anticipated. We were thinking we still got to get to graduation, so we don't know what that's going to look like, but but pretty smooth. So I would advise everyone, right now right is the way to go, and that way you can stay connected with your clientele, because out of sight, out of mind is something that happens all the time.
Now,
So
Constance, I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna go ahead. I was gonna ask Constance
Thank you.
another question.
Go ahead and ask her. Go ahead and ask her.
So Constance, you've been in this industry for a while, and I'm sure you've made your rounds through. Where I think when I read in your bio, you've sit on boards. If someone was, and we need more individuals that are in the finance industry that can help our business owners understand, the financial literacy of being in business, right? What are some of the other programs, the technical programs that the center offers? Because I know you do things beyond just loaning and operating the PPP money.
Well, loaning, training, webinars, and I'd like to think that we are all things small business.
Okay.
And that's what I like to say. So if you're starting a business, we have someone that can support that. If you're starting it and you're looking for funding, we can support that. If you're thinking about doing a franchise, we can help you with that as well. There's an organization that we partner with that can help you to decide what type of franchise you might want to open. So as far as adding or looking at, contributing to the small business world, I would say look at an internship. If you're in college or you thinking that, you want to be involved with a nonprofit because of the fact that you want to be involved in something where you can give back, that is an opportunity.
Okay.
Now, Constance, if someone's watching the show right now or listening to it at some point, they want to get a hold of you by phone. What's that phone number?
It is 213
Uh-huh.
634-1080.
Perfect. I'll put that up in the chat window, so when we blast this later on, folks can see that. They'll be able to give you a call and inquire about those programs. I really do think that you and your organization is doing a very, very great job in the community for small businesses. We need to promote that more. We need to get it out there. And Crystal and I will do whatever we can on this show. And remember, you are a friend. Both you and Althea are a friend of this program, of this show. And you guys can be on here anytime you want. Just let us know. Okay? Anytime you want.
Okay, that sounds really good.
Thank you.
Are we about to end? How much
No,
more
go
time
ahead.
do we have?
No, go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, we got
The
6 minutes.
Okay, 6 minutes. I'm going to take one probably. And I would
Okay.
just like to make sure that our audience knows that from a historical standpoint, just since COVID-19 started, we have done over $175 million in PPP loans to more than 3,000 small businesses.
Wow.
Wow.
That has caused us to really increase staff, to really, we are a financial technology business to begin with. So what we like to say is we were made for doing things on a digital platform. And so therefore we put things in gear, in place to make sure that when we hit the road and we started offering services to small businesses, we tried to make it as easy, as uncomplicated as possible. But when there is an issue or there is some complications to you getting your documents done, we do have business advisors. I believe now we have 11 business advisors on the center's team that do training and webinars, and we're here to help.
Very
Fantastic.
good.
I'm going to be doing some consulting, and I think we're referring them over to you, Lendistry. I'm doing some consulting with the Los Angeles Urban League, and so I think
good.
So I'll be doing some starting Monday actually. So, but yeah, we really truly want to help make sure, because if we look at it, I know you guys get stats all the time. What are we looking at for the next 5 years for our community? How will we get back on our feet? Are you guys having those discussions at all?
Well, I think first it's important to know that we're having that discussion among the company ourselves, because life is going to probably change for us as well. And so if you start to think about a small business needs to start thinking about, what's my continuity plan? What is my disaster plan? Do I have a line of credit? Look at the team that you have right now. If something happens like this again and you lose a key employee, how will you sustain your business with that loss? It could be, I broke my leg a few years ago. It changed my world upside down. And you need to look at, how do you make things work with the absence of a key player? So one of the things that I wanted to share is that you need to really assess where you are now, look at what you can do futuristically. You may not be able to run your business the way you've been running it prior to COVID-19. You need to look at, are there opportunities for you to get certified so that you can have ongoing revenue? I know that some of the businesses that we've worked with that were certified were able to transition into a whole different thing to continue to generate revenue. And why? It's because their name, their NACES code, was in the county or in the city's pipeline. So when they decided they wanted to do something, they could go directly to their pipeline, find those individuals, and allow them to bid on these contracts. So I will always support procurement, getting certified, women in business, veteran business ownership, the whole bit. It's really key, and it's just another more ongoing way of generating revenue.
And that leads me, I'm sorry.
One more thing, education. It is extremely important that people, business owners, educate themselves. Digital is one thing, but it's more than that. What type of bookkeeping system are you using? Now is the time that you could be studying, and I'll just throw QuickBooks out there because I think it's one of the easier ones for businesses to use. I know you know how to use QuickBooks, so we've talked about it. So it's one of the easier ones, and we do have to find ways to re-engineer ourselves to make sure we stay relevant, and strategic planning is one of them.
Yes.
Plan for your future.
Plan for your future. And actually, I'm going to be launching a program in August on the trainer training the trainer. So I'm training individuals how to use QuickBooks and how to go out and create a bookkeeping, a digital online platform, because QuickBooks is online. So I'm going to be teaching individuals that want to create a new business, because we're going to need that. People, one thing we found with this is you have to be able to maintain your financial records, and as well as your own businesses. So as you said, that's very important. So I'll be teaching that. Before we close, I want to refer everyone. We want your there's a individual that's looking for your phone number. He is so the number was, again, what was it, Gilbert? 213
643
643
1084.
No, it's 634.
Oh, 634. I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
634. What was the last four?
1080.
1080. So you can give her a call at the center, Alfred, and she can direct you, because he has some information on a business that he has. He's a vendor for the Los Angeles Community College system, and he has a program called Excel Academy. So he will reach out to you. But as well as, I want to direct everybody over to the Los Angeles Urban League /Biz Camp. Our Biz Camp kids are having a sale today, and we are they're having their sale day today and tomorrow. So go over. It's all digital, all virtual. They will mail you whatever, and they have some great gifts, some masks, some embroidered clothing and shoes, and these kids are just gone all out. So please support them, and you can go to laul.org/bizcamp and be able to support the kids. Their logos are there. Click the logo, and it'll take you to their Instagram pages or their websites or their Facebook pages. We would love for you to do that. And if you're looking to do some business coaching, you can reach out to us. We need coaches all next week to help the kids complete their business plan. We are really enthused and excited about this batch of kids that we have coming out. Wow, ladies, both of you have been absolutely awesome. We want to thank you for being here, and we have to continue this conversation going, because we have to
we could do it right off the air after we're done. Well, we could continue talking.
Right.
I want to talk to Constance some more. So.
We actually are controlling the platform, right? So, but we have a number of people watching, and so yeah, it's been it's different, and everyone's having to do business different. I am, interesting enough for me, I was already taking my business virtual, and so so it was already, I was already training, I was already teaching. I have a new software for accounting. It's called Wave. I ran 3 training workshops in the very first part of March. They don't have to pay for the program, but it's an excellent program while they're trying to get back on their feet, and then they can transfer back over to Facebook. But they don't have to, because not Facebook, QuickBooks, right. Because it does the exact same thing QuickBooks does. It provides some reports, which is what we want, some reports. So thank you, ladies. So any piece of advice? I don't. Althea, any piece of advice for anyone to stay in shape and stay healthy during this time frame? Stop eating.
Do some cardio, run in your house, and do some strength training, and get my book. It has a lot of pictures and detailed instructions on how to work out at home. You don't have to go to the gym. Get irresistibly fit.
That's what I'm talking about.
You can also hire me. I still do my personal training, and with my mask on, and with the client also wears the sterile mask. So
very good.
I look forward to working with you guys to get it tight and right.
And Constance, we've been trying for a long time for you and I to be partners, and I think the opportunity is now. So I'll be calling you next week so we can talk a little bit, because everything you're describing is what this platform does. So those small businesses are going to be so ecstatic. They're going to be so excited. So
Constance, when's your book coming out?
Oh, I don't know about that. No book on the horizon for me. But what I would like to say to sort of follow Althea's lead, and she talked about irresistibly fit, and she's talking about your body. I'm going to say let's get irresistibly fit with our business.
I love it.
As well. And then I am going to plug the fact that the census, everyone needs to complete the census. Even a business owner needs to complete the census information. That's how the United States government knows what our businesses need, how many there are, etc. So a plug-in for the census.
And one more plug-in, and you had said something earlier that I wanted to say. So when you were talking about procurement and supplier diversity and opportunities, we need to all look at voting in November for Prop 16. It's vitally important. I believe there's going to be a town hall meeting yesterday on the briefing that I did. Ingrid Merriweather was on, and they're going to do a town hall meeting, and they're looking for women to step up and help them make sure that we get that, we revert the Prop 209, and it's all dealing with affirmative action, which is creating a problem in the supply diversity and procurement for those of us that are in, for people of color that are in the business world. So we definitely want to support that. We want our hearts and souls go out to the families of John Lewis. We lost a great civil rights leader. C.T. Vivian also, and Charles Ever. We need leaders in our community because they're going on to the glory, and we left down here on the planet with all these other strange individuals that's down here. So we need to cultivate some new leaders. So we want to thank everyone for tuning into the Business Zone with Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. We're out.
And make sure you go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. We're looking to increase our subscription to 1,000 by the end of we're going to give you to August, and come back next week. We have a great show as well. I want to thank Wendy Gladney for making sure that my guest was here, Ms. Constance Anderson, for the president of the center, and we want to congratulate you on your new position. Althea, fantastic. I think I first met you in 2009 when you first started your business, and it was great to have you on the show. So thank you so much for being there. I want to be irresistibly fit and sexy and firm as well. Yeah, that's what I want to be.
Get my book or hire me to do the personal coaching.
Okay.
Right.
So you guys don't have to go.
Over a decade.
You guys don't have to go anywhere.
Actually, personally, I've been working out for over 4 decades.
Wow.
Yeah, we could still speak after we go off the air, so you guys don't have to go anywhere. But for all of our viewers and our listeners, this is the Business Zone every Friday from 3 to 4 on this great station and this great channel. Crystal and I will always provide information for your small business to help you grow, help you become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready.
And thank you all who's been listening today, all our viewers. Thank you, and come back next week. We are out. We'll see you next week.
As a small biz pro, I saw we roll, using procurement, program, and control. As a small biz pro, I saw we grow, using procurement, program, and control. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur.